Hey everybody, quick video because it's 3 in the morning and I want to go to bed. But I've been getting a lot of people asking lately, okay, what exactly is it that I need to run the raid? What are the builds? What are the situations? Okay, we've updated our strategy, so we have some updated raid builds. So I think this will be for the benefit of everyone, anyone who wants to run the raid with us, anyone who wants to learn how to make a raid build. All right, so first and foremost, both of these builds are perfectly viable to raid with, but I'm only going to show this one. Our strategy in the raid now, okay, is to have 6 people running DPS, 1 person is running a drone jammer build, and 1 person is going to be running a Vanguard shield build. Okay, so there are several variations of the DPS build, all of which can be useful. Now this Coyote Mask can be very, very useful in a critical hit build. You're still going to be looking for 3 pieces Providence, still going to be looking for Vigilance, and either Glass Cannon or Intimidate. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. And you're also going to be looking for a piece of Grupo Sombra or Seska, depending on what you need the most. The reason I don't have Contractor's Gloves in here, even though they are best in slot, is because at Razorback you don't need damage to armor if you're going to be doing damage to the machine. You will still want that damage to target out of cover. The Coyote Mask, 1 or 2 DPS people wearing it would be beneficial to the team. Probably not more than that though, because you can actually get a gear brand bonus if you don't run it. So probably only 1 person would want to run that. In this one I have 47.1% critical hit chance and 172.9% crit damage. The target is actually 50. You want 50% crit chance. I'm a little bit light on that, but that 3% is, in order to get that 3%, I would have to give up something huge, and I'm talking a brand set bonus or something like that. So like 15% crit damage. It's just not worth it. It's not worth 15% crit damage to have 3% more and say I'm exactly at 50. All right, so this would be a crit tack build. I'll show you that. This is a baker's dozen. No, it's not. It's just a regular classic M1A that had great stats, so I rolled lucky shot on it. You can also use a baker's dozen if you have one. I like the Eagle Bear. LMG is perfectly viable in that slot, and if you're running Petrov Contractor's Gloves, I absolutely recommend that you run the LMG. The reason I'm running Eagle Bear, I don't have
agent requesting backup.
I don't have a piece of Petrov in there, and the Eagle Bear rocks boss with its own 10% crit chance and 15% crit damage. So that's best in slot for ARs in most situations, but particularly in a critical hit build. So you'll see with the Eagle Bear, I think I get, yeah, it's the 1 secondary. Now if you put an LNG in there, you're not going to have these numbers. It's the 1 secondary that can keep up with a rifle build, which comes native with its own 17% critical hit damage. That's what makes Eagle Bear the best in slot for secondary if you're not running Petrov gloves. Now here's another raid build. I call it You Will Die, but this one is perfect. Glass Cannon, same vigilant stuff. It does have the Contractor's Gloves and a regular mask with the Seska holster. So the stats on this one, 47 and 162. You can see with the secondary there, the LMG does not have nearly as much as the Eagle Bear, but since we're running the Petrov piece, this becomes best in slot. It has measured on it. I wish it had fast hands, but I can live with it because it's triple god rolled. So either one of these perfectly viable for running the entire raid, although something like this is probably what you would want to run for the first 3 bosses. You would want to run this Buddy and Lucy, Weasel, and Boomer, because they have armor. It's damage to armor, right, with the Petrov gloves, and then you want to run something like this for Razorback. Other variations that I made. The thing with the 6 DPS is lately we've been toying with the idea of Intimidate. Now I don't have a great Intimidate chess piece yet. I do have one right here, but as you can see it's got headshot damage on it, so I'm losing a slot there for critical hit damage or whatever. If I put it into the build, Let's see what happens. I've still got 50% chance at 165 damage. It's not bad. It's actually pretty good. Now if I'm to put the contractor's gloves in there, I think I am like 47 and 151, which is not bad. But you don't need those contractor's gloves at Razorback. So Intimidate is good if you are going to be face tanking Razor. So if you're on a pad, you're on the front side, we're doing damage on the front side, you're right there by the wing, so the Vanguard guy pops his bonus armor, and boom, you have 35% damage to enemies within 10 meters. The other good thing about it is that you're not taking 50% extra damage, or 60% if you run a perfect glass cannon. So you're healthier, and you're actually doing 5% more damage when you have that bonus armor. Perfectly viable option. I'm going to say that it's up to you whether you want to run glass cannon or Intimidate. I myself like this chest piece better because it's got better stats, so I went with glass cannon in mine, but you can run Intimidate or glass cannon. I won't say a word about it. Yeah, I don't run those Petrov gloves in this build because you don't need them at Razorback. So I got the Grupo Sombras. Boss stats, 53%, 176%. Good shit right there. Eagle Bearer, 58%, 169%. That Eagle Bearer hits so freaking hard. Oh, great stuff. Love it. Yeah, so I like that one. Now, one more DPS variation. So we got like 2 people running this one, right, with the Coyote's mask. Maybe we got 1 or 2. We got 2 people on the pads running either Intimidate or glass cannon. On the backside panel or pads are going to be the Vanguard build and the drone clearing build, right? So either 2 corner or 3 corner is going to run this build. This is the Overwatch build. As you can see, it's got a crossbow instead of attack 50 or some other specialization. That's because those guys can't get the panels out by themselves, right? So my thought behind this is I'm running the 2 corner. I'm up there on that little elevated platform. I'm going to stay on that elevated platform in cover as much as humanly possible. I can use my crossbow to take out their panel for them. I can use this to go ahead and clear the ads and to work to prep the backside. And if I do get an ad up in my face, I got the Bullet King ready for that. It's still 3 pieces of Providence. It's still Vigilance on the backpack. We've got the damage to armor because we're clearing out ads. We're not working on Razorback. We're clearing out ads mostly, right? So we've still got Fox Knees, got a piece of Seska. Here's the difference. We've got Overwatch. Staying in cover gives you 12% weapon damage for the entire team as long as you stay in cover. So I'm thinking the 3 corner or the 2 corner both have nice little perches they can get up on. They stay up there, they stay in cover, we get that 12%. That 12% combined with either the Intimidate or the glass cannon for the 2 DPSs on the front should be enough that we can 4-phase Razorback rather than 6-phase. We've been 6-phasing him for a while because we just can't seem to get those front side wings down fast enough. The backside ones, yes. The front side ones, we can't seem to do it. Unless we bring the backside people up, which I don't want to do. But I think that 12% really make a big difference having an Overwatch build in there. So you've got 2 Coyote mass build. Those will probably be the ad clear corners. You've got 2 glass cannon or Intimidates. Those will be on the pad. And then your 2 ad clear people. One of them can run whatever sort of DPS he wants. The other one would be running Overwatch. This particular one doesn't have great stats. 46, 156, 41, 145. Not nearly as what it would be, but it's more about me buffing the team than it is anything else. I want to get that explosive resistance out of there. That would bring me up over 50% crit chance. Crit damage. But once again, this is more about me buffing the team and clearing ads in my corner and taking out the grate on the side that the Vanguard builds are on. Okay, very quickly. One person on the backside is running the anti-drone build. This is how you build it. It's skill tier 5, right? Because we have Technician in there. Technician gives you a free skill tier. This is a Jammer Pulse. I've got 9.6 radius and 9.2 effect duration in it. You're also running a Bleed Hive. This is highly valuable for your offense. You don't have very much DPS, right? I've only got 2 DPS pieces. So I've got Vigilance and I've got Skilled. That will give me my Jammer Pulse back every time I jam a wave of drones. combining with the bleed hive is sadist, will give me 20% extra weapon damage, and so I never run out of ammo. I've got the Bullet King. If I have to put down a boomer, I can put down a boomer with this because I never have to worry about reloading. Alright, so it's 4 pieces hardwired, status effects and skill damage throughout. Status effects, skill damage is what you want in there. See, I got skill damage, status effects on the chest. You have to have the skilled talent. The skilled talent is not optional. And I've got a combination of vigilance, weapon damage, and sadist on here. So these are very powerful skills. They're both tier 5 skills. And that's how we clear the drones. This guy does nothing but clear the drones. And finally, I'll show you one more build. This is the Vanguard build. I call it Super Tanker. This one is a shield build, so you're going to need the Forge holster, shield health, skill haste, works perfect. The rest of it can be armor. It's got to be armor, right? Because Vanguard, I've got perfect Vanguard. Deploying a shield makes it invulnerable for 5 seconds and grants 50% of your armor as bonus armor to all other allies for 20 seconds, 25-second cooldown. So that means for 20 seconds, I can give everybody 50% of my armor, which you can see is 800,000. I'm actually going to make a few changes that will improve it. I think I have a better, I have another one of these that I can roll armor on then, and then I can improve it. It'll be like 1.8 million because I'll have 6 blues. But I haven't made that switch yet because I don't have the materials. But anyway, so yeah, perfect Vanguard chest piece. Status effects probably shouldn't be in there. I don't know why hazard protection is on there. I did it for a previous build and now I'm stuck with it. That's a Gila Guard piece because I'm going to get the 5% total armor. I have status effect Golan gear piece. I think this was just best I had in slot with skill haste and a skill haste mod. I've got burn resistance mod in there. This was best in slot for protector because it is badger tough, which 2 pieces gives me shotgun damage and total armor. This is best in slot for gloves because of the skill health applies to the shield. And this was best in slot for knees because it's going to be triple god rolled once I roll that armor regen to max, or put something else in it. I'm not sure what I'm going to put there. But this is best in slot because you want 2 pieces Badger Tough, 1 piece of Gila Guard, and then you need these 2 specialty pieces to buff the shield. This one, up to you. I could actually get 10% more health with another piece of Gila rather than the status effects, which we don't need. What you absolutely do need and cannot compromise on is it's got to be Technician so that you can run this Artificer Hive, and that will repair this shield completely every 10 seconds. This shield will never go down. They will not be able to take this shield off of you. I mean, I've face tanked Lucy with this thing and not gone down. What does get me is the fire. That's why I think I've got hazard protection in there, burn resistance, explosive resistance, all kinds of resistance in there. So that's how you make a Vanguard build. The other part I have to it is Optimist Rifle. This really does not do very much of anything at all, but it does have a little bit of crit chance. Oops, that's not it. It does have a little bit of crit chance and crit damage to give it some offensive capability. But basically, your only offense you have in this build is the Sweet Dreams. You can melee attack people with your shield, and you will instantly kill anyone who's not a gold bar. That's pretty much your only offense. So your roles are to clear out red and purple bars with your Sweet Dreams. You're pulling aggro with your shield, which is never going to go down, and you are providing your team with copious amounts of armor. It's going to be like let's see, 8 million armor, not to mention every time my shield gets damaged, I'm going to give everybody else 15% of my bonus armor for 3 seconds. So this is instead of running a medic, we're going to be running a 1-man, 2 medics I should say. We're going to be running a 1-man Vanguard, which will work perfectly with either your Intimidate Razor build or your Glass Cannon Razor build. Will keep you up that extra bonus armor with you the whole time. So that's the strategy anyway. That's the plan. It takes a lot of coordination, so we need all 8 players to be in possession of hopefully all 4 of these builds, the 4 primary builds. Well, actually, technically it's 5 because you got one with the contractor's gloves in it, right? You got one with the contractor's gloves. You got one with the coyote mask. You got one with without the contractor's gloves, so you get more brand set bonuses for Razor. You got the Overwatch with the crossbow, and then finally you have the super tanker and the anti-drone build. Those are the 6 builds that I can see us having a use for when we run raids. So thanks a bunch for watching. I'm off to bed. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment with any questions, concerns. You guys can reach me on the Facebook page or on YouTube or in our chat, in our raid chat. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good night.